You know what about dog? SK New Air this. The body out there. Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, you cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha! Yeah, someone on for the food from young, from we there, you need height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.
I Am Sure Sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica, I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
All right, good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is Manning's Man, and I hope you're having a top of the morning this morning. We have a good one lined up for you today, and we have some very interesting shows lined up for this week. In fact, we had some videos that we also premiered today. If you have not yet, go and check them out. We did a video looking at the Chris Gayle, Courtney Ambrose situation. We also did a video looking at Elaine Thompson here. Finally severing ties with MVP Track Club, and we're looking at the impact of that and what to expect. Right, so again, welcome to all who are watching right now. Thank you again for joining. This is a top-notch show we're going to have today. We're going to interact a whole lot with our fans and with our subscribers today. And so if you're on, just come on. We will have a time when you can call in, and we're going to have a couple of guests joining us as the stream goes on. All right, and we want to thank our sponsors today. The sponsor for this video is Trick Nick Cooks, right? And remember, you can get 25% off on all Trick Nick Cook products when you use the code I Am Sure Sports, one word, 001. Use that code and you get 25% discount on all Trick Nick products, right? The link is in the description. They ship worldwide. They sell everything that you need to make the best jerk. If you want to jerk crocodile tail, alligator tail, you want to jerk bird, you want to jerk pork, you want to jerk chicken, you want to jerk fish, everything jerk, everything curry. They sell the most amazing spices, jerk, marinade, and paste. So please check them out. If you're a cook, you need to check them out. If you're a chef, you need to check them out. In fact, look at this from Trick Nick Catering.
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
It, people, Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce. That's just the barbecue sauce. The good thing with Trick Nick is that they use everything from Jamaica to make their products, though they operate in Canada. All right. So please, as soon as you come in, send in your comments. Let us know what your thoughts are. Again, welcome and thanks for joining the stream. All right. This morning, big up Ishmael King in the building. Bless up one of our mods. Yeah, man. Great to have you. Big up Whitehall Avenue, Cassava Peace, Redders Road, Common, 32, Ward Lane, Ward Close, Big Yard, Glen Drive, Hungry Town. Big up Water Lane, Jane Marks, 3 miles, From. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up on yourself all over the place. All right, other people, I will be telling you more. Don't worry. I'm gonna call up some more communities. So respect. I don't want nobody comes to me and say, oh, you don't call out. Don't worry yourself. Soon deal with that. Big up Ryan LFC in the building. So good to have you. Fresh God, the mods, big up and blessings, bro. Good to have you as well. People, I don't know if you would have seen in the newspaper. This was released in the newspaper, the tabloids in England. Yeah, the tabloids in England, in fact, have a very interesting story as it relates to Michail Antonio. Yes, Michail Antonio. Michail Antonio, West Ham, the papers there, they have a very interesting story about Michail Antonio. This is going to be very helpful for, just for Jamaica. I think this is a very good thing for Jamaica, what this article is saying. What is it saying? What is it speaking about? All right. I'm going to firstly read the article for you. Jeremy and Mitchell. Show a curtain, boss. Bless up yourself. Yeah, man, bless up yourself. I'm going to read the article for you, and you can tell me what your thoughts are. I think this is very good. For the Jamaican public as we prepare for the World Cup campaign games in November. So there are a couple of things we're going to touch on, right? And this is from the Sun. This article is in the Sun. The article is also in the description for the video. All right. It says West Ham to send top doctor to Jamaica with Michail Antonio to check on star striker's hamstring. That's the title. All right. It says West Ham are taking known chances with Michail Antonio's hamstring by sending their top doctor with him for Jamaica duty. You get that? In other words, it is West Ham is almost confirming that for the November window, Michail Antonio is available for selection for Jamaica. All right. It says Antonio, 31, made his debut for the country in September after switching his football allegiance from England. He played 70 minutes of a 3-0 defeat to Panama in Kingston, and watching over him was the luckiest physio in football. West Ham's head of medical services, Richard Collingi, was dispatched to the Caribbean island and an all expense paid trip with the sole purpose of making sure Antonio's previous leg survived the extra workload. Do you get that? In other words, the last trip that Antonio was on, the doctor came. All expense paid by West Ham. You realize that something is very strange. Because if, I'm just saying, based on this article, listen to the article, it says, listen again, let me read it. I want you to listen to me. You can read it for yourself. It says, Antonio, 31, made his debut for the country in September after switching his allegiance from England. He played 70 minutes of a 3-0 defeat to Panama in Kingston. Watch this. And watching over him was the luckiest physio in football. Right? Follow me. It says West Ham's head of medical services, Richard Collinghi, was dispatched to the Caribbean island on an all expenses paid trip with the sole purpose of making sure Antonio's precious legs survived the extra workload. In other words, when Antonio came in September, the person who was here, West Ham paid for it and sent the person. So what then was the problem for October? People, you're listening? This article is saying in September, the proper arrangements were made and the person actually came. The person came. So why, if the person came in September, then we had the issues we had in October with the person coming again? All expense paid. Let's read on. It says Antonio has a history of hamstring problems, and Irons boss David Moyes is taking no chances with his main center forward. Follow me. A club source said Richard was there. People, listen. Richard was there on hand to make sure everything went well and to be on hand in case there were any issues. Are you getting this, people? In other words, West Ham paid all expenses for a physio or a medical doctor to come with Michail Antonio when he came in September to play against Panama. Now, what is baffling is what could have happened in October. Why this same arrangement was not kept. Don't you see that something is wrong, people? What broke down? If it happened in September, why it didn't happen in October? That is why I believe West Ham is putting this out there. I believe what West Ham is saying is, Jamaica, do not blame West Ham for what happened in October, because we sent somebody in September and there was no issue. Why was there an issue in September? Where was the miscommunication? Some communication breakdown took place. Let's go on. It says it is a sign of just how important Antonio is to West Ham's season that his club were prepared to go to extraordinary lengths of flying a personal medic halfway around the world to keep an eye on his leg. West Ham is willing to do this. Antonio should not be selected because of any mishap. Let's go on. It says Antonio has stayed fit so far this season and scored 6 goals for West Ham, missing only 1 match through suspension. Article goes on. He has been called up to several England squads, but after failing to make a consistent breakthrough, opted to play for Jamaica after the country's FA approached him in February this year. When was he approached? In February. Listen, people. He skipped the most recent international match in the US, Canada, and Honduras due to COVID restrictions, but Jamaica faced the Americans at home on November 16. Listen again, people. Antonio has stated himself that he is making a more concerted effort to take more care of his hamstring and general health. This includes being more precise about his dietary habits and taking more dietary vitamin supplements to help stay fit. West Ham face Genk on Thursday as they look to maintain a 100% start to their Europa League campaign, and midfielder Thomas Souček has declared himself to fit and play, and it goes on and on and on. All right? People, this is further compounding the fact that the absence of Antonio in the October window cannot be on West Ham and Antonio. Somehow, between the coaching staff and the federation, something went wrong and messed up everything. Something went wrong and messed up everything. People, if you're on, please, you know what to do. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. The article, like I said, the article is in the description. You can read it yourself. It's in the description. You can read it. So Antonio did not turn down Jamaica in October. Antonio did not refuse to come. Antonio's club don't have a problem with him coming. Antonio's club will take care of certain expenses so Antonio can come and play for Jamaica. So, something else is an issue. And we need to find out what that something else is. People, what say you? What say people? What say you? What is the issue? Because obviously, something else is an issue. Something else. Where was the miscommunication? Obviously, there was a breakdown somewhere. Somebody dropped the ball. So the narrative that some players, though people have not specifically called names, some players are not committed. It cannot be true for Michail Antonio. He was approached in February. All right? Mark, it took some time because when they wanted him to sign some documents, he was away. Now, remember, some of these players also said, I don't know if you're aware, but Antonio is one of them. And Liam Moore is one of them, who did say they didn't want to sign any contract because they are not playing for any money. In other words, several of these, at least those two players, have opted not to take the $2,000 or $2,500 that the JFF is offering. I want you to hear me. Antonio and Liam Moore, I don't know if there are others, but one of the reasons is that he wasn't willing to leave his vacation to sign a contract because he doesn't want the money. So when we speak of the player's commitment, we have to base it on evidence. Because if this is the action of West Ham and Antonio, it is suggesting that this guy, Michail Antonio, is committed to the national football team. What say you people? Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? The man wants to play for Jamaica. And we must do whatever it takes. I am hoping by now, people, today is the 19th. The 19th of October. The first game is on the 12th. So we have approximately around 24 days, the 12 days, 19, 31 days. So 24 days. 24 days. The fact that West Ham has issued this statement 24 days before the game. Watch this. 24. The fact that West Ham is trying to tell Jamaica something. One, that they love their Michail Antonio and is important to them. But also because they are hearing the Jamaican public. They are hearing the vloggers who are saying David Moyes don't want him to play. West Ham doesn't want him to play. They are hearing it. And they are sending out this message so all of us can know 24 days before the next game that if Michail Antonio is not in the Jamaica squad, it has nothing to do with West Ham. That's what I believe they are saying. They are simply saying to us, if you don't see Michail Antonio and he's not injured, it is not West Ham's fault. It is not David Moyes' fault. It's not Michail Antonio's fault. So if I were in charge today, I would send the letter to West Ham asking for Michail Antonio's release for the El Salvador and the USA game. Today, I'm not waiting. I am not waiting. Because remember, my thing is simply this. With all the players who were here in the last window, we had 20 players, and one was drafted in late, Jamai Topi. So if you exclude Jamai Topi, you are down to 19 players. So there is space for 8 more players so we can have a 27-man squad. Right? We need 8 more players. So let's work it. Corey Burke is going to come back in. Corey Burke. All right? So let's put that there. The coach is going to call Corey Burke. No problems. There are 7 more spots left. There's no local player. There's no local football right now. If you're going to talk about local footballer, probably they could call in Kahim Paris, who is not playing locally. All right? So, here is what we need to do. Liam Moore. Let me give it a 7. Liam Moore. Ethan Pinnock. Michail Antonio. Leon Bailey. And this is, of course, once the players are fit. That's 4. All right? Ravel Morris. That's 5. Daniel Johnson. That's 6. I'm not saying that all of them need to start. I'm saying these players need to be here to bring the squad back up to 27. So that's 6. At left back, there are 2 choices. One of these 2 must come in. One of the 2, which would make it up to 7 players coming out of England. Either you go and call back Greg Lee to be a backup to Kemar Taxi Lawrence, or you call back Amari Bell. Now, the story with Amari Bell is understandable. Amari Bell said he was coming in the first window. Whatever happened, they purchased the ticket and he didn't turn up. All right? That is the past. Ticket get wasted, the man is needed. And if you're not going to get Amari Bell for those reasons, then get Greg Lee, because we need a backup for Taxi, though Taxi has been looking a little bit better over the last set of games. Give credit where credit is due. Those players must come into the team, and so for the El Salvador game and for the America game, we have 27 players. 27 players. All right? I know people are suggesting that we get Kevin Stewart, but I think there is a physical conditioning struggle with Kevin Stewart. And then he would be coming into the team also for the first time. If you have Daniel Johnson, and I think if you can play him beside, say, Anthony Grant, I think we could be good in this window. And if Kevin Stewart is in good condition, fine. The only other inclusion in terms of new person I'd be gung-ho about is Damari Gray. If he's available, if the coach desires to have him, let me say it again. If the coach desires to have him, Damari Gray can be here. That is the truth. If the coach wants Damari Gray to be here and he wants him to be a part of his plan, believe me, everything that needs to be done can be done so that he can be here. Believe me, I am sure about that. I am sure. It is in the hands of the coach. It is in the hands of the coach. All right, now, what if Grant gets injured? We have a problem. And that is why I'm saying we really need to look at who is the best CDM. Is Kevin Stewart right now the best option? Because he's also injury prone. Should we be looking elsewhere, or should he be the option? Let's hope and pray Grant doesn't get injured. But I'm thinking about the 7 players that I've called are the 7 players who must be called back to bolster the squad for the window in November, because those are must-win games for Jamaica. I would not call back Rudolph Austin. I don't think Rudolph Austin is coming back to Jamaica to play for Jamaica, so we should forget about that. All right? We should forget about that. People keep asking if Damari Gray get his passport. Let me say it again. Let me be very, very clear. I like to be clear with what I'm saying. If the coach says today, I want Damari Gray in the team, everything will be done for Damari Gray to be here for the next window. I am sure about that. If Coach Theodore Whitmore says, I need Damari Gray for November the 12th, and Damari Gray says, yes, I want to play, everything will be completed and in place for the 12th of November. I am sure. At this point, if we wait until in November to do that, it's not going to happen. But if before this week ends, Damari Gray says yes to Jamaica's request, and he has that conversation, Coach Theodore Whitmore calls him and says, listen, Damari, this is Coach Whitmore. I want you in this team. I believe you can add this to the team. And here is what we will do so you can add value to the team. And if you come in, and once that is done, it will happen. Damari Gray says, yes, I'm coming. Everything will be in place for the 12th. I am sure. Remember, having the players in the squad doesn't mean the players have to start. Again, I'm not bringing in all of these players to start them. I'm bringing all of these players because we need 2 wins. And I want to have good rotation. And I want, even if some of the players don't play, here's what is going to happen. Being around the team, and in the training will start building the chemistry and the unity and the oneness that we need. I'm not here to pick teams. I'm not here to tell the coach who to pick. That's his job. He's there seeing them in training. He knows what he wants. What we can do is suggest, because we're not in the training sessions to see all the things that are happening. We may not like those things. But I'll give you a good example. I will admit that I was wrong about Javon Watson. Let me tell you why. And a lot of times, a lot of fans don't rewatch the games. I want you to rewatch the game that Jamaica played against Honduras. And if you really watch it, and you're not biased in one way, you will see how important Javon Watson was in that game. All right? What do I mean? Again, remember, I was one of the first person to say, based on what I saw in the JPL, I would not select Javon Watson, though he has been a loyal servant. Loyal servant to the team. I felt like his time had passed. Javon Watson played. And the problem we have, like sometimes as younger people, is that we don't give credit where credit is due. You don't have to like a man. You don't have to like a person. You don't have to think a decision is right. But here's the truth. You have to be able to give credit. In the game, when the game started, it wasn't Coach Whitmore who told Haka to go back. It wasn't Coach Whitmore who signaled, watch the game. Watch the game. Javon Watson, we came under pressure. Javon Watson left midfield and went back to center back. He did that. When he went there, watch the game, put it on still, pause the pictures when the alteration were made in defense. That's what I did. Because it's a pity that I can't find a way to show you these things. Then you would see all the signals. Javon Watson went back. He called Speedy and he told him to come back, and he started pointing the different formation changes. He then put up his hand like this to Coach Whitmore. And I felt like he was saying, don't worry, I have discovered. Whether you think he should be in the team or not, in that game, his leadership made a difference. He altered what was happening on the field. You don't have to like him. You have to give credit where credit is due. You may think like somebody else needs to come and replace him. But my God, man, at least give the man credit. because he didn't do much wrong. Why is it so hard for us to say the man played well? Yes, he's old. Yes, you don't think he should be there, but it was his leadership. He was the one talking. Why is it so difficult for us to say, yeah, man, he played well, but we need to replace him? Just say that. Just say, listen, good try, Watson. You did well. Listen, brethren, but your time is up. Why we have to say the man? Like, come on, man. He was directing stuff on the field. He was directing Mariappa. I wish one of the persons who have Mariappa information to call him and talk to him, let him tell you. And he will tell you, because he has said it privately, about the importance of Haka in the game. He was the one covering Damian Lowe, directing traffic. He was the one who was talking to Blake in the goal. I'm not saying that he's the solution to our problems, but I'm not going to come on platforms and disrespect a man. I'm not saying he should start. I'm not saying he should play. I like what you're saying. Shut up. Have him there in a position, but still yet for the game that was played, at least give him some credit. But listen, it's okay to give him credit and say, here's the thing, Javon. We have a Kevin Stewart now. We have Ethan Pinnock now. We have Liam Moore now. We don't have you. We don't need you. But stay in the team and play. Because you want to take him and put him out again? God forbid. What if Ethan Pinnock and Liam Moore gets injured again? And Damian Lowe is on cards? Yeah. You know, come on, people, hit the like button. Yesterday I said, you know what is funny? The rumors are, let me just go on to the job. I tell you what, Jamaica. Hey, Jamaicans are the greatest, including me. Yes, when I say Jamaican people, I don't exclude myself. I include me because I'm a Jamaican as well, right? You know what is amazing? I'm hoping that the Junior Fleming transfer goes through for him. I think I love to see Jamaicans get a break. All right? And I want him to get the contract. And so the team that he's going to is, I think, Toulouse. I think the name is, I don't speak French, so I may get the pronunciation wrong. Toulouse, I think the name is. And I think they presently, when I checked last night, they were sitting the top of League 2. League 2. Now imagine. Imagine now, right? Junior Fleming goes to Toulouse. It goes through. He starts, and they go, and they get promoted to League 1, and he's playing in the League 1 and starting every week. You know that Jamaicans would say him good, not because he's playing any different, You know why? Because of the league. I think sometimes when we measure football, we measure it by the league instead of by the players' play. Right? Because I know us, I know how we are. I know how we are. If the man start playing in League 1, right? League 1. We are going to say him is a big baller. Not because he improved a whole lot, but because he's in a better league. Like, you know that Bowser could be doing the same thing he's doing in Belgium. If he were at Burnley doing the same thing, we would say that he's a big baller. but It's a Jamaican thing. And so I want to use this platform to say to the ballers, don't take us seriously. That's how we are. This is Jamaica, brethren. This is Jamaica. You remember what we did to Usain Bolt when he had his necklace in his mouth? You remember how Jamaica dealt with him? You remember how Jamaica dealt with Usain Bolt when he pulled up? How a man on radio dealt with Usain Bolt? That he and Usain Bolt had to be on air apologizing to each other? That's how Jamaicans are. Right? So, let me ask again. What makes a baller a big baller? Come on, let's have a good discussion. What makes a baller a big baller? Big up all the persons in the chat now. Big up Glenroy Campbell, Jarvis Paris. I'm trying to get Poo Poo to come on, Such a hard man to get through to, Jarvis, but I'm hoping to. Damian Oliver, much respect. Fresh God. Jeremy and Mitchell, Ishmael King, Twainy. Bless up, bless up, bless up. All right, people, I'm going to get to the comments, right? Shutter, Dapper Agent. Bless up, bless up. Rob Simit, Claudia, big up. King Jav. Yeah, man. Everyone in the chat, big up, big up, big up, big up. Trey Moon. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Tennessee, always about Kurt Steele. Bless up, bless up, bless up. Please hit the like button, Jeremy and Mitchell. Hit the like button. Arsenal FC, them robbed away yesterday. How that was not a red card. Ian Johnson. Big up, Wayne. Big up all the persons in the chat. They robbed us yesterday. How that wasn't a red card. I cannot understand. Right? Look how they dealt with. Yeah, look how they dealt with you and Blake this summer. True, Rob Smith. It's a Jamaican thing. All right? So, how do you... Let me put up Tennessee's question comment first. So, how do you measure a big baller? How do you measure a big baller? That is the big question. Tennessee says, but Mannings, if you're not good in league, not in good league, people will not say you're a top player, though. And the though, I think he's saying, and this goes for every player. All right. So what is a good league? If you're gonna measure it by, if you measure it by good league, is the Belgian league a good league? Is the League One a good league? How do you measure a good baller? Let me see what King Jav says. Their ability on the field and consistently playing well at a high level. All right? At a high level. That's a very good answer, but it's not as specific. Consistently doing what? Because if you're going to measure them about high level, would we consider the players in the championship? All right, so if you say at a high level, is Anthony Grant playing at a high level? See, this is the thing when we measure good baller. I think Anthony Grant is a good fit for the Jamaica team, but he's not playing in a high-level league. One person says, it is the impact and influence on the team and results. Okay? Okay? Fresh God is saying that Bowser is a good striker. His conversion rate is too poor, though. All right? All right, so what is his conversion rate? His overall conversion rate at club and international level. And how does that match up with the conversion rate of other strikers? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Jeremy and Mitchell, Chelsea is a good team, but London is red. And Eddie Gune, absolutely right. Mike Dean, rob me side, man. All right. Damian Oliver is saying that a big baller is a baller who excels at the highest level and is consistent in their performance. For Jamaica, however, for Jamaicans, however, a big baller is one who possesses certain skills. Okay, so let's use Damian Oliver's um response. How many big ballers are in the Jamaica national team? You're talking about players who are consistent in their performance at the highest level, right? How many are they? It's not as easy as you think, The player's ability and how good he is off the ball as much as on the ball, him a big baller. Okay, Jarvis. So you're talking about on the ball, off the ball. Okay. Um, Dapper agent saying that Michael Ballack played defense for Germany when he was 36. Roger Miller played for Cameroon when he was 43. Age is a number, and sometimes experience is needed to solidify the team. True, 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 true. Because isn't Zlatan still playing in Syria? Okay, okay. I agree with you, I agree with this Tennessee that he's a good player, but he's not a top player yet. I agree with you. I agree. That I agree with. Right? A player that dominates in a league and promoted to the top 5 league in the world still dominate. Okay, cool. People, listen to Claudia. Claudia Hodges says that Ravel, meaning Ravel is a big baller. Based on the definitions that we have here, is Ravel really a big baller? Based on all the definition, this would exclude Ravel. Because at the highest level, Ravel has not really played at the highest level. I can say he has talent, but would he be classified at any point of his career? Was he in the top 100 at any point? Was he numbered in that? I don't know. So based on the definitions that we have, Ravel would not fit into that. Doesn't mean that he's not a good baller. Yeah. Wayne is saying a player that dominates in a league and promoted to the top 5 leagues in the world and still dominates. All right. BS Decon says it all comes down to performance. All right. Here, Anthony Grant is not a big baller, but he's a good player. He's good for Jamaica team, but would not necessarily match up with other CDMs in other country. Good point. Good point. That's a very good point. Right? So that is speaking in context. So what Damian Oliver is saying that there are 3 big ballers in the Jamaican team. Andre Blake in goal, Bailey, and Michail Antonio. What about Ethan Pinnock? I think Ethan Pinnock was dominant in the championship and he has been very good in the Premier League as well. Dapper agent is saying that a big baller is a player who can perform in any system that they are placed in. Oh, bless up Jairus just stepping into the building. What I said that Ravel is a big talent, not a big baller. Okay. The Church of Ravel. Say it. But what I'm saying is that what is Bowser's conversion rate? And how does it compare to other strikers? How far off is he? Okay, Jordan is saying that League One. Oh, let me get this one. So, League One is no longer considered a top 5 league. So, the top 5 league now are the Spanish League, Bundesliga, Italian League, the Premier League, and what else, Jordan? You sure League One is not in the top 5? I see Jordan is saying the Portuguese league. Okay. Okay. King Jav is asking a very good question. Does big baller equate to world class player is in our eyes? Whoa. Whoa. I'm telling you, all of these things, I mean, is this is such I mean, this conversation is just opening so many things. Good players are discovered every day all over the world, playing at varying level. Good point, Dwayne. Good point. Robert Sanchez, a big baller, is opinion. What is big for me might be small for you. Almost 4 years at Lazio, 2 years at West Ham. I think you're speaking about Ravel, but what he may have spent that time at the teams, but what was he doing? Because being in a club don't mean that you're top, you know. Gareth Bale, I mean, has been at Madrid for quite a while. Has Eden Hazard been a big baller at Real Madrid, though he's at a big club? So being at a big club does not make you a big baller, in my opinion. Oh, no, man. Fresh God, you have to give me some stats. When I say other strikers in the world, who are the other strikers? Obviously, if you're comparing with Haaland and you're comparing with Lewandowski, he's going to be way off. But why not compare him with Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood? Compare him with some of those strikers. Calvert-Lewin. Compare him with some of those strikers. I don't know. Some other ones. Daka. Compare him with Daka that is now at Leicester. Compare him with some of those players. Don't compare him with the Zlatan and the Ronaldo and the Mbappe. Don't compare him with Luis Suarez. Don't compare him with that top tier, because those people are what I call world class. Maybe don't compare him to the world class or the big baller. Compare him to the other level of players. Yeah. Ability to use space and foresight. All right. Sound like some footballers in here. And Ravel past his prime, he could not even make the English team. Oh, the Brazilian league, right? Jordan did say that. Carlo, it is not who you play for. Who you play for. What we need is the best 11 players on the field. Exactly. 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 Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec, people. We have a call. Hey. Yeah, people, this is Diego Ogilvy. Yeah, man. Diego Ogilvy. Welcome to the show.
Yes. Yeah, man, I'm listening to interesting conversation now. So now let's put Michail, what makes a big world baller we're talking about.
Yes.
Big world baller. Now, in America, because the NBA is the biggest league, I'll just use an analogy. If you're an all-star, you're considered a big baller. If you have made an all-star team in your career. So using that to football, I'm listening to this. There's about 6 or 7 top teams in the world right now. So I would consider a big world baller is a baller who is top 20 in his position. If he is top 20 in his position in the world, because there's so many football leagues in the world, from La Liga to Bundesliga to EPL to Italian league. I would say what makes a world baller, a big baller in the world standard in football, if you're in the top 20. I don't know if 20 is too much for you.
No, I would increase that. I would increase that because so many people play football. I said that if you are in the top 50 in your position, I would consider you to be, because when you think about the amount of people who play football, it's more than basketball. So if you're in the top 50 in your position, I think you are, in my opinion, a big baller, because there are millions of footballers across the world.
You might have a point. Let's look at the top 5 leagues now. We got EPL, La Liga. You've got the And so you got about 10 top leagues in the world, including championship, correct?
The championship in England is not in it, because you have like the Brazilian league, you have the Portuguese league. These are big leagues.
No, man. The top 10 ranked leagues in football. There's about 10 leagues that's top ranked in football. I don't think the Brazilian league is in the top.
Yeah, the Brazilian league is in the top 5.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that your point is valid then. So that is the case, right? Then you have to look at a person. So if you're a top 50 in your position in the world, then I never thought of going to 50, but you might have a point. I didn't have so many leagues. I really had the top big leagues in Europe as the top leagues. That's why I said 20. But if you would include Brazilian league and MLS and Portuguese league, that's different.
Right. Some persons
would be that.
Some persons in the comment section are saying that when you make it 50 you're watering it down. But when you think about the amount of people playing football in just look at in England, in Italy, in Germany, in France, in Spain, in the Netherlands, or in Holland, right? In Portugal, Brazil. When you consider all the people around, I think if you're a top 50 goalkeeper in the whole world, I think you're a big goalkeeper.
No, but I wouldn't go as far as you did it. I would stay within Europe and my top teams, in terms of professionalism and credibility. That's why I said top 20. But if you want to go, because I wouldn't just stay in Europe really weird.
All right, but if you stay in Europe, you may eliminate, because there may be, for example, look at Andre Blake. In my opinion, Andre Blake is one of the top 20 goalkeepers in the whole world, and he doesn't play in Europe, in my opinion.
No. If you can identify now somebody out of that now, that's fine. Like Andre Blake. But Andre Blake would have to be, is he the top, it's a perfect question, is he the top 20 goalkeeper in the world?
I believe he is. I believe he's one of the, right now, I think he's the top goalkeeper in CONCACAF. I know the Costa Rican goalkeeper, Navas, who was at, I think.
No, man, let's stay with the world about it, man. You know, they're very special.
No, man.
I know he's top in CONCACAF.
I am saying to you that because he's top, I believe he's one of the top in CONCACAF. That makes him one of in the top 20 goalkeepers in the entire world.
Also, you're including international football also.
Yeah, for him I would, because if I measure him in the MLS, people are going to say the MLS is a low quality league, but he has proven himself in that league, and he has proven himself at the international level for Jamaica. So I would have him in a top 20.
Yeah, if you do that now, then you have to go watch African Nations Cup. So I wanted to keep it simple, really.
Yeah, but the African Nation Cup, the top goalkeepers in Africa all play in Europe.
That's what I'm saying. I would keep it simple for analysis. Club football. Those who play club football, top 50, because World Cup is every 4 years. So I would use club football that you play 8-9 months out of the year. And if you say 55, I don't know if I'll go so much, but that's the way I would like to go, like how the NBA does it. Or when they say that once you make an all-star team, or you're the top 4 in your position, if you're the top 4 point guard in the NBA, then you're a big point guard. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So that would be so my question to you now, using your top 50 now, so they would have to look at our Jamaican players. Leon Bailey would be a big baller, correct?
Like right now, I think only 4 Jamaicans I would put in there. In my opinion. Andre Blake, Leon Bailey, Michail Antonio, and Ethan Pinnock.
Right, based on our definition of what we're using.
Yeah.
All right, great conversation. I'm listening.
All right then, Diego. Thanks for the call. Yeah, man.
Cool.
Yeah, people, that was Diego Ogilvy. What say you about that? I've always rated Andre Blake highly as a goalkeeper, and hope that he gets some recognition that goes into Europe. All right. I think that would be good for him. I think the truth is if he were keeping in Europe, I think he would be rated up there. All right. I see something, but if you notice what the thing is, it is talking about the best supported leagues in the world. Are you talking about in terms of crowd support? Isn't that what that is about? All right. Hold on a sec. I have an next call coming in. Yes. Yeah, man. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to the show. Preacher.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big up, man. It's mad. Just want to chime in a little bit on the conversation around Big Baller, you know?
Yes.
Um, Obviously, there are levels to this thing. Yeah? I mean, in a Jamaica, we have to call a person a Big Baller if them dominate Manning Cup as a youth player. So for us, that would be a Big Baller for us. But once that player steps into the professional realm, then he goes into a bigger pool that would now define Big Baller based on what you do at the professional level. And as you rightly said, right now, we don't really think Jamaica have a whole heap of Big Baller. The four that you named, I would agree with. I had put out three, but I would add that enough to it because I was tracking his performance through the championship, and so far in the Premier League, he has distinguished himself as a very good defender at that level. So we have to understand how we speak as a people and how we understand football as a people. Walter Boyd was a big baller when he was playing Premier League in Jamaica, when you judge him against other Premier League players. But when Walter Boyd went to Swansea to play professional football, Walter Boyd could no longer be considered in the big baller conversation at that level.
Right. Yeah, right. Because he was ordinary playing for Swansea when compared to the other players at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there are levels and there are contexts that will make up there. Some players are big ballers because at every level they have demonstrated that they are in the top, as you said, 50 at their position. So another quick point, I agree with you on Blake. I think Blake could easily be playing in Europe, but there is not many goalkeepers from CONCACAF actually make that transition to Europe. In fact, not many players from CONCACAF make the transition to Europe. The European market tends to be dominated more by European players, of course, and then players coming over in Africa. They tend to invest a lot in African talent, coming to Belgium and France and some of those other leagues coming into the EPL. So maybe it's a situation where we have to look at in CONCACAF how we structure our club football so that our players can make that transition into big European market.
Yeah, and that is true because here's the truth. The truth is this, that I believe if exactly what I said, that when I look at Blake, if he were keeping the way he's keeping now in Europe, he would be considered good. The only reason why he's not in the conversation is because of where he's playing. But I don't think he looks worse than some of the keepers. And the other point is that in a lot of the leagues, they tend to focus more on having their own local keepers. So you check in England, a lot of the teams, you have the Pope keeping, you have Pickford. If you go through the clubs, you have at Arsenal, you have Ramsdale, you have so many locally born and bred keepers. And then the others are other European keepers. I think you have a couple of Brazilian and Mendy who recently come into the Premier League in particular. So the truth is, keepers, I find it is harder for goalkeepers to break into some of the top leagues in the world, especially when they're coming out of CONCACAF. I mean, I know that Navas from Costa Rica was there, the Mexican goalkeeper. He was also in Europe. A couple of Americans, Tim Howard and and a couple of others they also kept in Europe. But it seemed to be a very hard market for goalkeepers to break into.
True, very true. I remember keepers tend to last longer than goalkeeper players, you know. A keeper can keep up to 40, 41, 42. So when you have a good goalkeeper, you don't tend to let him go that easily, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. But I'd love to see Ravel in Europe, though. I think he would do good in Europe, except his distribution. He would have to improve that. I think if there's any weakness in his game, it is his distribution of the ball.
Well, that is a recent development in world football where goalkeepers have to be able to do well with their feet and their hands. I mean, traditionally, goalkeepers were just there to make sure the ball don't score. But with more and more teams playing out from the back, keeping possession of the football, keepers are required to do more with their legs, a part of the Pep Guardiola syndrome, you know. But I
Yeah,
mean, he will get it. He will get it. I mean, at his club, he may not be required to do it as much, but he will get it. He's one of the better shot stoppers in CONCACAF now, and he has kept us in a lot of games. Really.
definitely. Definitely, and he has won a couple of golden gloves. I think they call it in MLS for the most clean sheets and all of
Yeah,
that.
man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
man. And made the Gold Cup, all Gold Cup team
team, yeah,
almost every time. Yes,
yeah,
played. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. All right, preacher. Yeah, looking for people tomorrow. You know that the preacher should be on again for our NFL show with Chris Lynch and G Star. You don't want to miss that. They had some very good picks. I think all the picks that they made over last week were all accurate. So check out them tomorrow. And I am sure sports they will be live here. All right, preacher. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, man. All right. Let me just take this comment from Eagle Republic. Eagle Republic. If I if I know the answer to this question, that is why I read the article because um there obviously was some sort of problems because hey, I am surprised when I saw it. I said, "Whoa, I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I didn't know this." So Eagle Republic. If I only knew the answer to that question, my friend, when I find out, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Yeah, man. All right, let's come down to Natty Congo. Natty Congo is saying, Manning's man, why is Ravel a fan favorite wherever he goes? Ravel was loved in Rome with Lazio at West Ham, Mexico, and all other places he played. Okay? Because he's a good player. He's a very good player. I think that is why he's loved. He was loved at Manchester. Very good player. But to say that Ravel is world class, I think that's taking a good player. Ravel is not in the class of Messi and Ronaldo and Mbappe and Neymar and David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. He's not. I like him as a player, but I don't think he is in that world class conversation. If you understand me, I think that is where the conversation is. But being loved wherever you go don't mean that you are great. Leroy Smart, Jamaica football at youth level has remained unchanged for years. A root and branch review of Manning Cup, Doncaster Cup, etc. is needed at this point. Is not progressing youth football around the island. Not sure I get that one completely, but thanks for the comment. People, hit the like button, please. We need few subscribers to hit 1,600. So if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Big up Coach Jerry. Yeah, reminding me of an ex-American goalkeeper, Guzan. And there is one there now. I think he keeps at he's Stefan. I think his name is. Yeah, and there's also Shaka Hislop. I really think that Blake needs. I can't understand why Blake. Am I all right? People, tell me, cause maybe I am missing something. You, how many of you believe that Blake is good enough to play in the MLS in somewhere in Europe? Even if not in England, I think he could keep in one of the League One teams. I think he could be keeping in one of the top clubs in Sweden or in Denmark. I think he's that good. I think so. This is a good point that Balakar has. What we call big baller, like, and I mean, please, I am not beating any of the players, but Maggie and these guys were considered to be high quality talent in Jamaica. But when they stepped into Europe, they are ordinary. They're ordinary comparing to talent, their age group. But they have the potential. Blake need to change agent. Yeah, that's I'd love somebody. Somebody can't interview Blake and find out why he's not in Europe. The man is good. Yes, Devon Simit. I know Downswell. Downswell was my coach. Yeah, he coached me, man. Coached me as a youngster. You understand me? Yeah, man. Yeah. I represented the parish, back in the days when I lived down there. Yep. And he was the coach. Very good coach. We talk every now and then. Trying to get in touch with him, but he doesn't do interviews. Yeah, people, please hit the like button. Again, I would say Blake is a good goalkeeper. Yeah, not a top goalkeeper. All right, Tennessee. All right, so let's go in the Premier League. Let's look at the 20 teams in the Premier League. You don't think Blake is better than Tim Krul? Think he keeps at Norwich? I think he is. I think Blake is better than the West Ham goalkeeper named Fabianski. I think he is. And I could go through and name at least 3 other goalkeepers in the league that I think he's better than. So I believe that Blake is good enough to play in the Premier League. I did say if there's anything that Blake needs to work on is his ball distribution. But there are many teams in the Premier League that the goalkeepers just kick the ball long. There are certain clubs that play that way. It's not all the clubs in the EPL have the goalkeepers who play the ball around. Arsenal has a goalkeeper named Bert Leno who is very poor with the ball at his feet. In fact, Blake's distribution is better than Bert Leno. I'm telling you, of that I am sure. So I don't think I'm overrating him. I'm overrating him. Right now, in CONCACAF, Blake is the number 1 goalkeeper, Robert. Right now in CONCACAF. Check it. Right now in CONCACAF, he is the number 1 goalkeeper, not Navas. Navas is from Costa Rica. That is the person. He's better than him. Check it. Was Navas ever better than Blake? Of course, but right now, he is. And I'm not the one making up the stats. So if you're going to tell me that Blake is not Premier League quality, you have not seen Blake. You have not. If someone is going to say that Blake cannot make a Premier League team in England, you really don't rate the youth. Honestly. The man has been the number 1 goalkeeper. And this is what I'm going to say. If Blake now in the summer moves, are we going to say no, he's good? He has always been a good goalkeeper. I just don't know why he's still staying in the Premier League. Yeah. There you go. This is a good point. Teddy Lee Gray. Part of the issue that Jamaica has had with Blake is that we were not in the top 50. I see keepers in the championship. I see keeper in League One who are not better than Blake. Not better than Blake. It must be a personal choice, man. Look at this. There you go. Blake has a guaranteed annual salary of 600. That is 90 million. He's contended, and maybe that's why. But and maybe there are other factors. But to say that you cannot say that he is not a good goal. Listen, with all due respect to Zach Steffen, the US goalkeeper is not better than Blake, though he's at Manchester City. This goalkeeper is not better than Blake. My opinion. That's what I'm saying, being at a bigger club don't make you a better player. Pepe is at Arsenal. Leon Bailey is at Aston Villa. Who is better? Hey, man. Hey, Jordan, I know you and I are Arsenal fans, you know. Flapianski was at Arsenal. Flapianski is not better than Andre Blake. No, man. Stefan not better than Blake, man. What? Listen, anyways. I won't even bother respond to that here. Right? I'm not going respect all the Savman them, all the Stetsman them in the building. We have Jay Taylor who is going to be joining us shortly. Only Pickford in the league I can remember who doesn't like to see the ball. All right. Well, like up the stream, people. So, all right. You know what? I'm going to leave this Andre Blake conversation because if people are going to look at me and say Andre Blake cannot make any team, I'm not going to have the conversation. So let me bring in JT. Honestly, like, listen, again, you know, I don't have a problem with people not liking a player or you have a personal issue with a player. But for people to think that Andre Blake is not a top-class goalkeeper, brethren, better I will not have the conversation. Like, that to me sound like, it almost sound like that's a personal thing. They're almost in Germany. You have around 20 teams in. So you're saying that all of those over those 100 goalkeepers, they're all better than Blake? No, man, come on, man. Let's be real, man. Let's be real. We may not rate him, but for a man to be in the MLS for so long doing well, and when he keeps for Jamaica, he does as well. When he plays the competition that he's in, he does well. He does well. He did well at the college level as well. Everywhere that he has been, he has done well. Give the youth some credit, even if you don't rate him. What is this? Leno is my side of Blake with distribution. Okay. Jerry Miller, what are you going to do here now? Come on, Coach Jerry. How? When this is the reason Bernd Leno was dropped from the Arsenal team because of his inability to play with the ball at his feet. Ha ha! I don't believe that. Yeah, he's not the best goalkeeper in the world, but trust me, he deserves some credit, people. But welcome to the stream, Jay Taylor. You hear the very nice conversation I'm having.
Yeah,
yes. The people them beating me.
This is what's new. What's new on YouTube?
So come and save me, because you know
so we're talking about the top UConn pick, right? Andre Blake was a top draft pick out of UConn, right?
Yeah, wasn't he the number one pick in the draft? In the draft, coming out of college.
Yeah, he was the number one draft pick coming out of UConn.
Zach Stephan and all of those guys were in the MLS and couldn't win Golden Gloves over Blake.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Jay Taylor.
Top draft pick out of UConn. Unfortunately, the USA draft is not as world renowned as maybe the NFL draft or the basketball or the NBA draft. But Andre Blake is quality. His quality, him being in Europe, that's something else. Goalkeepers are so many, Mannings. Goalkeepers are everywhere. I think you can look around and find a good, really like good goalkeepers everywhere. I think what's holding Andre Blake back, he's a great shot stopper. I always say that. And I like how he controls the air when he comes and get the ball out of the air. Plucks the ball out of the air.
Hold on, JT, let me finish. Hey, Devon Smith is not a thought. I went to Mannings. Life without learning is dead. You want me to sing the old... Listen, if you go to Mannings, when you go to Mannings, just ask them for the man. Them know me, man. It's not thought, it is. Go ahead, Jay Taylor.
Yeah. So the thing that I think is holding Andre Blake back as a goalkeeper, he's not very rounded. He's not well rounded. He's missing a few things. As you know, if you look at how much he doesn't really hit his teammates with the ball when he cleared the ball out. I think that's something he has to get better with. And he has to get better with passing the ball out of the back, because you can see Manning's football has changed. That big kick from goalkeepers is not the thing anymore. That big kick downfield, that's what you do when you're against the clock. So I think Andre Blake has to develop a bit more passing the football out of the back and actually hitting. I seen the goalkeeper from Derby County a few games ago. He made a pass like almost 80 yards down the field, and he hit his teammate in the chest. And I was like, that's what they need from goalkeepers now. You have to be one of the players on the pitch. You can't just be a shot blocker anymore as a goalkeeper.
Yeah. All right. No, man, people. I'm just giving some problems because I love this conversation. Because there are some very good thoughts, right?
Yeah.
This person, Chris Lynn, says Blake is good enough in the top 10 in the EPL. Person says top goalkeeper Andre Blake, best player on the Jamaican team. This person says Fabianski is going up against Rooney, Ronaldo, Gerrard, Lampard, Drogba. Who is Blake going up against? Okay. All right. So what does that prove? Fabian Full, you know that you're always on them things here. Listen, I'd love for you to call and talk. One of these days, I want to, when I drop the link, you need to come on and have a conversation. That we work it out. Because here's the thing. Do you think like anybody who is good in Jamaica can just get into Manchester United team in comparison to a youth with the same level of talent in England? Come on, man. Listen, you don't think like where certain players are from affect their opportunities to get into certain teams.
That's just life, Mannings. That's just life.
Go. And listen, not only that, people said it. Maybe Blake is comfortable where he's at. But I am telling you that Blake, at his best, can keep for teams in the Premier League. And I believe he's better than Fabianski. He's better than Tim Krul. I've watched Tim Krul when he was at Newcastle. And he couldn't get any game because he was missing opportunities.
So hear what now?
I watched Fabianski from he just came. Remember, we had a young goalkeeper named Chesney, who they play for the same country, Poland. When Fabianski was older, they had to take Chesney from the academy of Arsenal to keep for Arsenal because the man never good.
you make a point about Tim Krul. That's the Dutch goalkeeper, right?
Yeah.
You know
Good,
that
good penalty
good shot.
saver.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say
Good penalty saver.
you actually compared him to a goalkeeper that I had in mind. Him and Andre Blake is very similar in their style of goalkeep, because you notice he was one of the first experiment that I saw a team would sub their goalkeeper. The Dutch would tend to save a substitution to sub in their goalkeeper if they're going to penalty to make sure he comes into the game. And I see that Andre Blake, no, the thing with the MLS is almost a higher version of the USL. It's like you can excel at the MLS, but people, it's like they don't take your success as the holy grail. It's like, yeah, you're successful in the MLS. So I feel like that's I think Andre Blake should have gotten out of the MLS already. I kept questioning it, but I heard one of the thing was that Jamaica wasn't ranked. Jamaica wasn't ranked under 50 at the point when he had an opportunity to go to England. Jamaica was still ranked about in the 50 in 58 or something around there, so that hindered him from going to the UK. So know that well, Jamaica is above 50 again, right, Mannings?
No, we dropped out of it. We were 48 and we dropped out.
Yeah. I mean, like above that, I mean we're above the 50 threshold. So what happens now? So what's the rule on that now, Mannings? He can't make that jump to a top flight club because his national team is not ranked below 50, right? If you could maybe clear that up for me.
Well, yeah, I think it will be hard for him to get into the Premier League because he, like I said, we're not in the top 50.
Yeah.
All right. So let me say this. All right. I believe, like you, Jay Taylor, that if given the opportunity, Blake would be big. All right. This modern football in the last 5 years, the change where goalkeepers have to become more able with their foot movement and their ability to play the ball. All right. It has made certain goalkeepers look normal. Hold on, let me take this call from Teddy Lee. Hey, Teddy Lee, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Come on, after new now, big up yourself.
Yeah, man, blessings. What say you?
Live on here, no, sir.
Yeah, man, you're live on here.
For real. Big up yourself. Me, I call a program this morning, you know? First time caller.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. All right. Andre Blake, a big goalkeeper. Some of the man them were commenting at the comment section. Obviously, some of them don't know about football. I bet if him signed to a big club now, all of a sudden him a big baller. Remember, I think back in 2017, some top clubs in EPL wanted him, but due to we never there in the top 50, and also them never want to pay big money for Andre Blake. Because remember, based on the rule setup is that you have to at least be in the top 50, you have to play an amount of games. So I think Blake qualified due to him play amount of games, but we're not in the top 50. Now, a club have to at least have to buy a Blake for at least $10 million if him don't fit them rule thing, them quota business. So no club now go and buy Blake for $10 million right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know that?
Right. Yeah, man, that's a part of the issue. And then Philadelphia never wanted to release him.
Yeah, Philadelphia. I think them same I get him in market value right now, $600,000 US annually.
I think so.
Yeah.
So that would even lead up to 10 million pounds in a tree. You know? So the thing is that Blake is a quality goalkeeper, but the clubs them wouldn't want him. If I did not in the past, maybe 6 years or 5 years ago, Blake had in the EPL a long time when them never have the quota. So I think some of them and them, even Damian Lowe is not too rate highly. I think him under England right now, if them never have the quota system stuff, you know?
Listen, to be honest,
I think Damian Lowe playing at the Europe, so I think maybe him have a chance to go to the you know?
To be honest, of all the players, the one player that I think could go and play in the Premier League on the present Jamaican team is is Andre Blake. I don't think
Yeah, man, Andre Blake and
yeah.
Lawrence, man. I say even though
No,
Well,
Lawrence is far, but
Lawrence is not.
Lawrence, I want to respect them where
Lawrence is
still
not
better than
making.
some of them in
Lawrence
them
is
not
not
the
even
Premier League. Right?
carrying water in the English Premier
So I
League. So
believe
you can
Andre,
understand that. Yeah?
Blake and Lawrence.
okay.
That is just my belief, you know. Even Boza too. Yeah,
Ah!
Boza
Oh
can.
my
Not
God.
yet, not
I'm
yet,
not
not yet.
at least a year, but
No, man.
no, what may I say yesterday? No, the Belgian Premier League is not an easy league to kind
No,
of
no. What I'm saying though,
navigate
I
that.
think
Yeah.
Bowser could play in the championship. I don't see him making a Premier League team.
Our
No,
League
but what may
One.
I say? Ear time. Just give him a ear time. Come I tell you, if he keep on do what he do,
Yeah, that is
just
true. If
watch,
he
you know.
improves, that could happen. But
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah, we're not talking about now, Steve.
Yeah.
But may I say, just don't be surprised if a club in the Premier League within a 2-year time. Because if you dominate Belgium League, the EPL English teams are going to want them. I tell you that. You know what I mean? So I just that. Even Bundesliga, them are going to want it. So I hope the people can get the context. Them love fling battle, but I hope they get the context. Blake could have done the Premier League if it wasn't for the quota system where bring the UK have, you know?
yeah, that's Blake, and that's what I'm saying. That I think Blake would. I don't know that Bowser would. I think Bowser could probably be in the championship.
Take out Boys out of the argument, a Blake argument. You can't
Yeah.
Google and put it up on the screen now because remember, I think as several clubs they want Blake. You know what I mean? And due to the quota system and also Philadelphia never want, them never want even let it go Blake. That's our next.
And see, Natty Congo is also saying that there was a time when they wanted Newcastle wanted Kemar Lawrence, but I think he has fallen off a little bit.
We're never there in the top 50. Yeah, we're never there in the top 50 them time there, and they never want to take him to serve them. I think they wanted around 2 to 3 million euros for him. Pounds or euro for tax Lawrence, you know?
Yeah,
so
man.
That at them time they still when Lawrence was on top.
All right.
So I'm not telling you some ball came on tax Lawrence at that time and Blake now. Them would have done at the EPL, you know.
I think when Kemar Taxi Lawrence was at his prime at New York Red Bulls, maybe during that time.
He missed that opportunity to.
I think QPR. Some of the clubs was off time.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Teddy Lee. Respect. Thanks for the call, man.
And Mannings, after the show, Mannings, contact me so I can tell you what we get so the phone thing can just run through and be smooth. Yeah, that's we need you to be on the cutting edge of things with no more of this bootleg thing.
All right.
Let me just say your show bigger than that right now. Let me just say a few things on what Teddy Lee has said.
Hold on, we have a next call coming in. Just hold your point and let me just take the call and then this look like Man of Steel, Pink Wall. Welcome to the show.
Yo, yeah, man. The Blake thing, maybe I got want to clarify, man.
Go ahead.
So you see, alright, you can get a work permit in England, if your country rank outside the top 50, But a club have to be willing to pay 10 million euro for you or more, and then they would have considered you exceptional talent. So on that basis, there, you would have been able to get a work permit within the country. But the top 50 rule, I think it extends to other countries in Europe, I think that just England and the English Premier League alone apply to. I'm not sure if you go to, I think you go to like Belgium and them other countries. I think I just England and the EPL alone rule apply. So I think top 50 would have prevented Blake from play in Europe because remember I said doing in a league overview and go Sweden, from 2010,
No, but that rule only applies. It's not Europe. It's in England we're talking. I think it is something that applies to England.
The rule, the top 50 rule only applies to England, and I think only the English Premier League. I'm not sure if it applies to the champions. But that is Blake. But I don't know, Blake signed a contract extension, with Philadelphia we're carrying until him at 34, I think,
Yeah, so I don't think he plans on leaving.
And the next thing to the MLS, you see when players are transferred from MLS, it's not the club them transfer from the MLS, It's the MLS that sell the player, So it's not like
okay.
Why Pink Wall didn't just come on the show?
What? Yeah. Pink. They're asking why you don't come. JT's asking why you don't come on the show.
Just come on the show. Yeah.
No, man. I'm unable to come on on the show now. I don't have a problem to come on the show.
You just do that because
No, man, he can't come on the show. Him at work, man.
Oh, he's at work. He's at work.
Yeah.
Congrats
Yeah.
to Pink Wall having a job.
Yeah, man, and we need to talk about the cricket thing. You hear, sir?
Yeah, man, we can link, man. We can make it happen.
All right, then. All right.
Let me just clear up my point, because you know, say when
go ahead. Yeah, man.
I have to shoot off my points then before the thing get hectic. There was a lot said. So let me clear this up. Goalkeepers, I heard you stated that Andre Blake could potentially play in Scandinavia. That's probably the last place he will play, because Scandinavia produced some of the best goalkeepers over the years. I think Scandinavia produced more top flight goalkeepers than they actually probably produce players. The problem with goalkeepers is this issue. If you're not in the club from a young age, Mannings, it's hard for them to just buy you and bring you in. You have to be exceptionally amazing. You have to be out of this world. So goalkeeper actually have a more difficult path getting to the top flight if they're not already in the system. So for Andre Blake, it's gonna be quite difficult for him. At best, Andre Blake to me right now would be a good championship goalkeeper, where he would get to build himself up and move up from the championship. Taxi Lawrence at best is a League One player right now. Even when he was at New York Red Bull was okay. I think people don't understand, the respect for the MLS. It doesn't stretch that far outside of America. I don't know any avid football fan who sits and watch the MLS and say, I'm waiting for Toronto FC to play tonight or the New York Red Bulls. It's just like when I see the MLS on my TV, I just switch past it because the game is slow. It doesn't look exciting. It just looks like Jamaica is playing all over again. It's not that exciting. So I don't know. Tyreek Magee, to me though, Tyreek Magee has the potential, but just like Tyreek Magee and Andre Blake has the same issue in their positions. Tyreek Magee has the talent and the capability, but he's missing something. He's not realizing that the way he's playing that position, that's not how they play that position anymore. He has to be more active. Andre Blake, to be a good goalkeeper, you can't just be a shot stopper
Jay
anymore.
Taylor, we have a call coming in. Yeah, caller, good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Yes, man, this is Salty here, man.
Yeah, man, Salty, what say you on this matter, sir?
Well, now, I think on drink something, man, something.
Yeah?
Yeah. First of all, in any sport, there are levels. There are always levels to everything. So, in order to say this man is better than that man, me have to say that two of them are play at the same level, right?
Okay.
So when a man say Blake better than this keeper from Aston Villa, this keeper from Arsenal and them thing there, like one of your posters say, one of your commentators say, it's different players them are go up against, it's different coaches and everything, right? That not counts for something. Like let's say for instance now, I'll blame now. A team like Burnley, but when them are set up for corners and all them things, then we see them man they all stand up right in front of Alisson and basically are fighting. See, and when the corner come across the goal, you have to push him away out of that kind of crowd in order to get the ball like 6 yards back. Blake don't face them things. So we have to just say Blake is a top 10 in a EPL without facing the man them and without coming up against the different teams and the plans where them have to go at the keeper them from dead ball situations and all them things. And in distribution skill, I have never seen that man pass a ball out to the half line and start an attack or anything like that. So me just off on top of my head when me hear and say something about top 10 goalkeeper. Right away me starting, just off of my head. In a EPL, just EPL. Alisson, Ederson, De Gea, Mendy, Martinez from Aston Villa, Jordan Pickford, and I think right away I come up with 7 keepers, just off of my head. We don't even think about the other keeper then. But me just gave 6 a while ago. There's Hugo Lloris from Tottenham. So I got 7 already, We don't even think too hard, So you telling me, so you can drop Blake in the other team them after me give all of them there for him make
Yes.
top 10.
You can.
Yeah, the person on the panel, J Taylor, is saying that you can. That's why I said that I never
You
called him in the top 10, you know. I said that he could keep. I believe that he could keep in some of the teams in the Premier League, the lower end teams I call like Norwich. I think he could make the Norwich team.
He could keep for Manchester United. He could keep for all those clubs.
I don't.
But
Huh?
you see that team which try to play football, so him have to camp pass out from the back.
Right.
What Blake is a good shot stopper. That's all. But goalkeeping is your distribution, is your command and your 6-yard box, and it's also shot stopping. And a lot of team have them a help start attack. Can you imagine, for real? Just imagine for 1 minute. So Jamaica did have a keeper. What could a keeper Real Madrid? What could have been named La Liga goalkeeper of the year? Keeper Real Madrid for so much years, and they are PSG. And somebody come on the radio and tell us, say, Smaddy in a CONCACAF better. Who not gonna go prove himself apart from MLA? How would I say about that? Put aside your nationalistic hats for a minute and say, what you that say about that?
I think he's looking
Yeah,
at
but
it.
that
It's not gone anywhere to prove say him better than Kiel and Navas.
which is the point, because here's the thing, though, because a next person going to look at it this way. When they play in CONCACAF, Blake always seems to come out on top in all of the ratings in all the CONCACAF tournament with this player. So and that's what I'm saying.
Because the team not good, I'm after stop away for shot.
Well, that could be, but at this point, though, when Navas is older and Blake is coming at the peak of his career, I can understand someone saying, yes, he is better than him. Like I said, Navas, there was a point when Navas was the best goalkeeper, and then it was a Mexican goalkeeper. You believe he still is?
And then me hear you say earlier, I said, Blake, you put Blake in the top 20 keepers in the world, right? And me give them 7 there just from England. And I said, I look for all of the team them in England.
Yeah.
Some of the first 7 will just come to mind. I mean, no better than them. And then we start think about just them 7 there, and then we got to add to it Manuel Naya, Jan Oldblack, Thibaut Courtois, Donnarumma, Virgin, you can't go down in
All right, but the truth is also, yeah, that is true, so I hear you have a valid point, All right, but here's the thing. But you must also understand that when you say, because some people are saying he has this kind of a defense that he's always blocking shots. Some of these guys have had excellent defenders in front of them. So this.
There's levels. In everything there is levels.
Yeah.
There's levels. To say this man would be top 10 in the EPL without seeing him going up against the players and the coaches. And
But it's not the same. The caller have to understand.
When you watch certain teams like Burnley, watch Burnley when them take a corner. Watch all them do to the keepers and all that thing. That's how Klopp used to ball about it. Let me see Andre Blake go up against them thing there. You cannot say this man would be top 10 in an EPL without seeing him going up against them kind of things there. When the man them stand up right in front of the keeper, them and actually block the keeper, them and you have to fight through that to come to the corner and all them stuff. And this man, the man not proving anything anywhere to I compare him in the top 10 in the MLS and that's why him play. And that was the top of. Stop lower the man them thing about this man.
All right. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. In league right now, all right, because Mendy came from out of France, right, to Chelsea.
Yeah.
All right. Many people rated him as a high goalkeeper, though he was playing not in the Premier League.
He was actually playing in the French league,
Yeah, man, he was playing in the French league, right? All right. But he was not just rated in the French league, he was rated like in Europe, in the top. That's what I'm saying now. So
in the French league, when he was playing in the French league, he also play some European game to like Europa League.
Yeah, man. So follow my point. That is why we can say the Blake is playing in the MLS, so we can rate him on certain things. No, he needs to go into one of these European leagues and prove himself.
How many years
years in being in
Which is what we're trying to find out. Why? One of the things we're trying to find out is why is he there? Is it that he has not wanted to move, or because of Jamaica ranking? Because what some people are saying is because when he was supposed to move,
Jamaica ranking would be just for England.
Yeah, but that's
right?
where he was gonna make the move
And
to.
the number of years in there, and the number of clubs the number of clubs in our European football. If he was as good as you people making out to be, he wouldn't have to wait for England. Somebody else should have scooped him up somewhere.
No,
All right.
the caller now get it. Let
All
me clear
right.
up some points.
No, but he's not.
But him don't think, me don't want to put him down on them things, you know. Me don't want to put him down on stuff, because he's a good goalkeeper for hours.
Yeah, man.
But though, he not up there with them money. He not put on the money, man. He not show off himself against them same players there with them on the highest level of coaching and the highest level of ball as them money. So how can he be saying if him going to MLS, he might go be top 10? We have to see.
Okay. All right. All right.
We have to see.
All right.
All right.
All right. All right. All right. Big up, Salty. Yeah, man. Cool. Go ahead, Jay Taylor.
Yeah, my name's you have to tell me when I call in show them, you know, because a lot of things I gotta get say. So let me just clear up certain things. People don't understand. When you're a goalkeeper, if you're a good goalkeeper, you're a good goalkeeper. The thing is, when a goalkeeper make the move from the MLS to the EPL, it's not like the ball them a kick harder or the ball them have more curve on it or something. If you're a good goalkeeper, you're a good goalkeeper. You can't judge a goalkeeper based on certain things like you would judge an actual player. When you look at goalkeeper, you look at height, you look at their reflex, you look at their ability to get down low quickly, and you look at their wingspan. That's how they great goalkeepers. Andre Blake has all of those things. The things that Andre Blake is lacking is because football has evolved from where goalkeepers, because remember, you know, when those clubs came calling, football didn't totally change where goalkeepers were passing the ball out of the back as much as they're doing today. So right now, Andre Blake is gonna have it very hard to leave the MLS. And even if he leaves the MLS, I don't think he will end up in England. He could probably end up in another league in Europe, but not in England. For Neo Sovereign, who says which country is Scandinavia? Scandinavia is a region with four countries where you have Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Finland. So Scandinavia is not an actual country. It's a region comprised of 4 countries. So that should clear things up.
Hold on, caller. Coming to you. Yeah, man. People, listen. We can't have so many persons and we have less than 100 likes. Hit the like button, please. Just go over, bam. Hit the like button. Get us to at least 100 likes. Caller, go ahead. Yeah, man. Who is this? Tennessee. Bless up, Tennessee. Go ahead. J Taylor, Tennessee, big enough. We don't work out how I'm going to hear you yet, you know, so you have to finish and then when you listen to the chat. Yeah, man, go ahead. If?
No, I said if you rate the striker Jonathan David as a top striker.
Jonathan David? No, yeah. like a top striker. No, I wouldn't have him as one of the top strikers in the world right now. He's far out of that right now. I rate him as one of the better. I rate him as one of the top strikers in CONCACAF right now. And in CONCACAF, yeah, man, good young striker that has a lot of potential, but there's a higher echelon of strikers that is not in that league where you have your Ronaldos and your Mbappes and your Suarez and your Salah and your Lewandowski. He's not there. And then you have a second tier of strikers that I don't think he's in that, but that third tier of strikers, I think he's somewhere around there. Yes, Tennessee. All right, we got disconnected. So Tennessee, please call us back. We have many calls coming in. Hold on a sec. Chris Lynch.
Yes, Martin.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the show. You know, I'm a participate, though.
Yeah, man.
I can't believe I thought that. I see Mignole and I see Carrier. And I don't give a time in them career them better than Andre Blake. Mignole and Carrier said that them horrible and them cheap at Liverpool.
Mignolet, the Belgian keeper.
Yeah, he was at Sunderland, I think. What? None of them ever Sunderland him come from to come to Liverpool at the time. And when we see Mignole at no give a time he was a good keeper. And Liverpool went to Champions League and keep it these two keepers, you know. And Carriers and Mignole is no better. I don't need to see Andre Blake. Andre Blake play against Argentina, you know. Andre Blake play in the contact in a Gold Cup, you know.
In the Copa America.
MLS where it's not just it's not just MLS where Judge Andre Blake from. It can't be that alone.
And he played in two Copa America. He played in two Copa Americas
as well. He live up to expectations. Every tournament, Andre Blake has never let us down in our tournament. There's no tournament that will play, and basically Andre Blake is not in the top two players to be the fourth Jamaica player of the tournament. That means he live up to expectations. So I understand, so you don't need to team. You don't need to prove himself there because Mignole and Carriers didn't prove themselves. But Liverpool somehow find themselves lying them and they never prove themselves. Liverpool, who is looking to challenge for Champions League positioning and just Premier League, somehow by Carriers and Mignole, those are two horrible buys.
Okay.
So, we don't agree with Southie. I don't think Blake has to go nowhere to prove himself. Blake is a top keeper. When you look at him in international tournaments, we're not talking about MLS. When you look at Blake in international tournaments, Blake has keep Jamaica in the running for everything. Every time if you want to qualify, Blake basically has to be the best player. Blake basically has to be the best player.
Yeah.
And he is other from Grant never have this awesome game. Blake is the next best thing.
Yeah.
Because we make mistakes every game and Blake come and take us out.
And rescue.
There's always a shot that Blake that anyone working for a good goalkeeper in the goal. Jamaica probably lose against Honduras, probably lose against Costa Rica too as well. And I would be dreaming again to go to the World Cup 2026. We'll be talking about 22. So I don't agree with Southie because I see too much goalkeepers in England that don't look the quality of play. And Blake plays against quality. I know what Southie is saying, you know. Southie is saying that because him don't see Blake against the quality, he cannot tell. But me can tell, brother. That's why scout people, you know. That's why people think that you have the talent, you can do it. So me see Blake as easily could have keep a top 10 club in the EPL, easily. When Southie talk about corners and all of that, come on, that is really for the strong fight. You must talk about play strong fight. I bet you go to ball distribution where you don't get the responsibility of people doing that in the Jamaica team. At the club level, you get the spirit of ball distribution. You cannot do that in Jamaica team because we don't play like that.
Yeah.
Because we don't trust our defenders to move the ball forward and release pressure. So you don't play like if you're looking for ball distribution in the Jamaica team, you're not going to think do that. You're not going to think do that in the Jamaica team. So I disagree with Southie, man. Southie has one person should have did that, man. Whenever Mignole cannot keep, brother.
All right. I am sure that in the next group, Southie go challenge you. But thanks for the call, Chris Lynch, and for the support. People, remember, Chris Lynch will be doing the NFL show tomorrow. Maybe you need to listen to him to see if he's a better NFL analyst than he's a soccer analyst.
Yes, Arsenal get away and them losing the first time on a Monday night game and they didn't. So that's a good. That would have been a great fix from me because Arsenal has now gone 16 games on a Monday night and never lose one. So
yeah,
fulfill that record and that's sad.
Listen, man. The referee gave us a hard time. Every every game that Mike Dean refers to Arsenal, there is a problem. But we're not going to discuss that right now. But thanks for the call, Chris Lynch.
Okay, I need to see my team anytime Arsenal play Liverpool. I like my team.
All right then.
All right, big
Yeah,
up
man.
on it. I'm big
Yes, sir.
up there, cool.
Yeah, man. Jerry J Taylor.
Yeah, I don't know which point to take on right now, because I think a lot of people they're looking at it from the wrong perspective as far as goalkeepers concerned. I think they're trying to grade goalkeepers the same way you grade um players, and it's not the same. It's two different situation with goalkeepers.
Yeah. Hold on. We have an. Yes, caller. Good afternoon.
Hey man, how you doing? I love this show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Who do we have online?
all the time. My name is Peter. I reside in Georgia,
All right, Peter from Georgia. What say you?
Jamaica, but residing in Georgia. Yeah. I hear a couple of people, not a couple. I hear more than a couple of people on these different platforms, right? That callers are talking, and I don't know if I've ever heard any of the panelists on any of the platforms say this, but people are saying that if they use that word, if the player good, regardless of which Jamaican player they're talking about, if they were good, they would have been in the English league, they would have been here, they would have been there. What we're missing that people are not taking into consideration is that whenever a player is offered any kind of deal, the player weighs his options and decide where he wants to go in. When Damien Lowe went to Egypt, Damien Lowe was offered. There was offers on the table in England.
Yes.
Pastor Lawrence just came back from Belgium, right?
Yes,
I
he
went
did.
back to MLS, right? And I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe what he said is that um, something had to do with family,
Right. Some family issues and having to be taking care of a house in Jamaica, one in America, and one in where he was in Belgium.
Exactly. So when we make statements like that about if a player good, he would have been in England. It's nonsense. The player has to make decision based on a lot of things for his interests, and that may include salary, that may include proximity to family, that may include um, the language barrier, depending on where the player might be going. It includes a lot of things that the player take into consideration, and the player say, you know what, I prefer to stay in the United States, or I prefer to stay here in Slovenia, or whatever the case might be, because this club is offering me more. And I have to look. Lowe said I had to look at my family situation. I am getting up in age, and he said he had to make a decision based on his family. So Lowe could be in England. I don't know what league he will be playing, but he could have been. So we have to take these things into consideration. We can't make these statements and talk about, boy, if the man is good in England. Nah, brethren. Sometimes they get off of England and they don't take it because of maybe salary or whatever else circumstances around the player. So we have to bear that in mind. That's all.
Very good point, caller. I mean, thanks for calling. Please hit the like button and keep supporting the work. Really appreciate the call.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Respect.
Yeah, that's the next good point again. Yeah, man. I know we had a couple more calls. Jay Taylor, what you want to say based on what the caller just said?
You have to go organize the calling thing better, Manins, because it becomes because me not really know how to, you know what I mean, like what to, because the callers are saying a lot of, you know what I
no,
mean.
man,
So
you can respond to that, man, because what happened is that we started out early and then we take the last part of the show.
okay.
Yeah, man.
It's
So
because
go ahead and you can respond.
the time you gave me was confusing. I didn't know if it was 11 my time. I asked you, but you didn't reply.
No,
Yeah.
no worries. We'll work it out next time, man. Go ahead,
Yes.
though.
As I said, part of what the caller is saying, he's right. Goalkeeper, you have to analyze goalkeepers differently. Um, with all the deficiencies that I pointed out with Andre Blake could still be a goalkeeper in the Premiership. People also have to understand black goalkeepers have a more difficult time for some reason. It just seems like black goalkeepers are not as respected as their white counterparts. It's been happening throughout football. How many black goalkeepers you know that actually came through? And it's not like there's not a lot of good black goalkeepers. Is that teams just tend to go for goalkeepers from certain regions, and that's what's been happening. Mendy at Chelsea, he was lucky to be playing in France, and the French league is respected. So then that transition for him wasn't a big difference. It was just Europe for him, was just the English Premiership. So for goalkeepers coming out of the CONCACAF, they tend to look at Mexico and they tend to look at the United States. The United States tend to, not saying that United States produce, because Jamaica has had pretty good goalkeepers over the years. It's just that the respect is not there. The respect is not there, and it also affect the players, and it and the whole quota thing that they had as well with the 10 million. A lot of teams are saying, are we going to invest 10 million in a goalkeeper when we have 3 goalkeepers coming through in our youth system, and we have 2 goalkeepers sitting on the bench? So for Andre Blake, the only way I can see Andre Blake moving to England, he has to take another route. He has to end up somewhere in a lower league in England, and basically his performances are lights out and undeniable, and a team like Norwich maybe who needs a goalkeeper, a team that's conceding a lot where their defense is weak. Because you got to understand this in the Mannings. If you're in CONCACAF,
Call a whole lot, that's it.
if you're in CONCACAF and you're saving 10 out of 12 shots, you can do that in the English Premiership. It's not like the football is tougher or the football swing more. It's just that you're good at what you do. So that's why I'm saying judging goalkeepers is a bit different from judging an actual player. An actual player go to the English Premier League and realize that the game is faster. He has to be more technical. That's a big difference for goalkeepers and players.
Yeah, man. All right, caller, welcome to the show. What say you?
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, man. It's man. How you doing today, man?
We're doing great, man. Who we have online today?
Well, I wrote it, but you know what I post now? Group of me post and Blue Mountain Entertainment.
Blue Mountain Entertainment. There you go, man. What say you on this matter?
So you know what? You see, this is what's miraculous. That's what I mean. I said sometimes we give people, you should give people flowers. Sometimes we give people bigger flowers than they deserve.
Yeah.
So because we give them a bigger flowers than they deserve, them don't want to raise them standard because they say, well, we are really get the price here. What we need to raise the standard. You understand what I mean? I said?
Yes.
Over the years, about 81. So we can't tell about the keeper before. I can't tell you about Aaron Lawrence. I can't tell you about Warren Barrett. I can't tell you about
Ricketts.
Donovan Ricketts. And I can't tell you about this current keeper.
Yeah.
Right? In Warren Barrett earlier years, he was a real good keeper. When we qualified for the World Cup going up to 98, I don't even know why he was in the team after that, because there everything went. Aaron Lawrence at the time was on fire, but one only Jamaican goalkeeper, they could never kick out the ball or play the ball out from the back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our current goalkeeper is not that bad in that sense. But for me, our current goalkeeper, I love him, but I love to see him play for all Manchester United. Don't get me wrong in the bridge. But sometimes we boost up players and put them in caliber that they are not. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't think he would be the top. Honestly, I don't think he would be the top 20 keeper in England. And that's honest truth.
Okay.
You gotta speak honest truth. That there's a black goalkeeper get a fine. On the edge of this, black goalkeeper always have problem with kicking out the ball. They never could kick the ball past half time.
What is he talking about? Mannings, can you ask him to give us an example? Ask him to give us, because
the guest J Taylor is asking you to give an example.
Because that's a farce. I don't believe that.
nobody off like so.
Where? When?
Where
Who?
he says give an example of a keeper that has kept in England, a black goalkeeper that are in France that is struggle with doing that at the
Yeah,
international level.
please.
Mendy's struggling kicking out the ball.
Mendy?
Mendy's on my side, though. Just
Oh.
on my side. Mendy is very inconsistent when he kick out the ball.
Okay.
Very. One thing with Mendy, though, he does play the ball good from back right, but he just playing it to a defender and playing out from the back. But he's very inconsistent, Reggie. Sometimes I wonder if my TV show back and front in Reggie. Because
I think your TV showed back and front because Mendy is very good with the ball at his
I think
feet.
I don't think he's watching TV. I think he's watching something else.
What? No man. No man. Mendy. Chelsea's your team when you say that about Mendy. My Mendy here you and start Lego. My name is Mendy. Hey, me not busy with you still. Go and talk anything about your Chelsea keeper. I don't business. You and the Chelsea man they can discuss it.
Mendy's a great goalkeeper. Great shot stopper. Great this. You understand what I say? But I am telling you that in terms of kicking out the ball, I said Chelsea one down, I tried the ball up. He's very inconsistent at that region. You have to watch the game and analyze the game right, Reggie. Something like that, we said, we stop put players in position where they're not. I personally would love to see our goalkeeper at the highest level. But I feel he's good, but I don't even think he's the best keeper in CONCACAF because USA always produce, one thing with USA, they always produce two good pair of keepers. From KC Keller days, coming up to Bradfield, coming up to Timo Ward, they always produce better keepers than us. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we provide somebody. I'm not gonna say the worst keeper, but I mean, I don't think we produce the best keepers in CONCACAF. Our keepers was all right and they served their purpose. But for me, the best Jamaican keeper for me was Donovan Ricketts. That's just me. And Donovan Ricketts, many people.
Donovan Ricketts was slow and unathletic.
Did you know that?
I didn't hear that.
Did you know Donovan Ricketts played as a striker?
Yeah, but and so Blake played out on the field as well and was very good before he started goalkeeping. Donovan Ricketts, no man. You're mixing them up. There are some Ricketts, bro. I played against Donovan Ricketts when he was at Cornwall. He was always a goalkeeper. His brother, Cuphead. And his other brother, Devon Jarrett, who changed his name to Devon Ricketts.
All right, go back and check. Donovan Ricketts has a goal for Jamaica, playing as a striker for Jamaica.
You're saying Donovan or his brother Daniel Ricketts?
No, Donovan Ricketts. Goal playing as a striker for Jamaica. Go back and look it up. Tell me that.
Donovan Ricketts played striker for Jamaica. At what level?
It wasn't like he was playing as striker. I think one time they went to like a small island, and I guess they never had enough striker, and he had to play striker. I don't remember the story.
So who played goalkeeper? Who was the goalkeeper?
All right.
You can look it up, brother.
All right. So all right, fine. I'm not going to run it down, but what I know is that he was at Cornwall. His brother Cuphead was a bad striker. Before that, they had Devon Jarrett, who was their bigger brother, who was at Wadada. Them call him, and he changed his name from Devon Jarrett to Devon Ricketts. So I don't know if you mean, because all the names start with D. And there was a time when Cuphead and both of them were in the national team at the same time.
Well, I'm sure Donovan Ricketts scored for Jamaica as a flower.
All right, I'm going to check it out. People, somebody just Google that. Donovan Ricketts goals for Jamaica. It's very easy to find.
I'm telling you, man. But to me, he was the best keeper. You know, I like this keeper because this keeper is like, for me, he's one of the keepers that commands the game more than all the other keepers. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
Like,
all right, hey, Rudy, listen. Them empty out the entire DNG storage and you know. Beer buckles thrown inside the comment section here at you know.
I just frustrated with Jamaica. There was a man who used to cry when Jamaica was game. Sometimes 2 years after me, I remember one game
Okay.
Like an eagle jump. That's how we love my team in a bridge. See? See, enough man never know, say, a Jamaican is the first man that plays, black man that plays for Celtic. Enough man never know that.
Okay, the first black man that played for Celtic was a Jamaican.
Was a Jamaican.
Okay. Okay. What's his name?
Gil Aaron.
Huh?
Gil Aaron.
Gil Aaron. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we need elders like you to come and share some of these information, because we're not going to, the younger people not going to know all the information.
We still don't know enough, but remember, I tell you that Jamaica was close to World Cup before. One game away now. Many people don't know that. I can't remember the year exactly. Right?
Yeah.
I was actually, years ago before 98, I was actually watching a commentary when going up to the World Cup, and I heard it. And I was like, what? This is not our first postcard. Yeah. And this was leading the game 2-0 at the National Stadium, and the other team, I don't remember if it's Mexico or come back and beat us 3-2.
Yeah, man.
And if we had won that game, we would be at the World Cup.
All right.
So many people don't know those stuff.
All right. Well, thanks for the information. I have to check out that Ricky's thing. I'm going to interview one of them and find out. So I will find out. And if you're wrong, Rudy.
No, man, if I'm wrong, I call you. But I remember that clearly when I think it was a situation where striker was injured or whatever, and he had to go. But I don't remember how it go.
All right. Again, I'm telling you that both brothers were in one team that went into the Caribbean to play. And the Cuphead scored for Jamaica when the other brother was in the goal.
Well, I asked the people watching to Google it.
I will check it out. All right, Rudy, take care, man. Thanks for the call, as usual, and thanks for the support. Yeah, man. All right, people, we have one more call. I think this caller was calling, so I'm going to call him back, and then I will have J Taylor. Sorry. Yeah, man.
Hello.
Yes, caller. Good afternoon. No, you were trying to get through. Just calling back.
Oh yes, man, from Orlando, Florida.
Yeah,
Digital
man.
Home Tech.
Digital Home Tech.
Yes, man. Give it some respect.
Yeah, man.
We have
Respect.
history. At 9 brother, start with D. Donovan, Daniel, Cuphead. So I don't know what they are calling about. He used to play striker. Tal is a play goalkeeper for everybody know and I follow football.
But I'm telling you, I played under 14. I played Galloway Cup. I played everything against him. The Costa Cup, everything. So I don't know the color. Same of the information.
Yeah, it's a big family of football caller. So I think you have it kind of twisted. Yes, he used to have a brother who used to strike for Jamaica. I think a Wadada used to play.
Yeah, man. That is Devon Jarrett, who changed his name to Devon Ricketts.
There you go.
They used to call him. They used to call him Dover, man.
Yes. So you're talking about in the era about Anthony Sagati Christie.
Ainsworth Carr.
There you go, Red Rat. But anyway, we are Clarendon people still. So I was trying to point to you. Said there was a German legend in Clarendon that responsible for Clarendon development. That's why every Jamaica team you can think, as far as history start to record, there's a Clarendon man in the team. The name John Green.
Yeah, man. John Green. Yeah, man. Big man of Clarendon, man. John Green. Yeah, man. We know John Green. Yeah, man. You're right.
So he standard where every primary youth who play primary football want to represent his team because he might come get you with him car full of ball. And then Saturday, we might go Harborview, we might go St. Elizabeth, we might go Kirkvine. So one of the man still get some love and somebody try to patronize what he used to do. So the development of Clarendon football, never normal. We don't have a lot of things. We have KNPs, Field, which are the ball ground. That's why I see Clarendon ball of them stand out. You could ask Javon Blakey, when you would have asked him, you could go right down the line. That's how things start. So we always want to be on that team. So even if we don't make the team, but they raise the level of the standard. But that may have to say, but Blakey need to change the agent to be in Europe. You don't have to go England. I know England one ball player.
Yeah.
Don't bring Bailey
to Belgium.
They don't have a channel, not in England.
Yeah. I think so. But maybe Digital Home Tech, maybe because his family is there and he's established there from high school, he probably don't want to leave.
Oh, well, it might be personal, but then you don't want to get a year or two just to have that on your resume.
Yeah. All right, big up Digital Home Tech. Take care and thanks for the support, man. Yeah, man, bless up. All right, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
from
Go
Mannings,
ahead.
from the day, like from me start watch Jamaican football, I don't think I missed a game, and I cannot recall where the goalkeeper was a striker for Jamaica. That's something I would go out on a limb and said I'm almost 100% sure that Ricketts didn't score for Jamaica. Another thing is Donovan Ricketts, he was limited. He wasn't very agile. If you notice, a lot of times the goal that they scored.
Tal P was good still. I mean, but I think Blake is better, but he was very good. But go ahead.
What I'm saying is he doesn't get down quickly enough to stop. Look at the most of goals they used to score on him against. I think he was even playing for Houston at one point, in the MLS. You always could beat him on the ground. He was good in the air. He was because he had a great wingspan. He could get the ball out of the pigeon. But whenever you had the ball on the ground, he didn't get down quick enough. And I think that's what limited him. He wasn't that agile as a goalkeeper. So yeah, he was a good goalkeeper, but I think Era it was their goalkeeper named Era Lawrence, right?
Yeah, Aaron
I, th-
Wild Boy Lawrence.
I
Yeah.
think Lawrence was actually a better goalkeeper. Lawrence was just happened to be unlucky. He was in the Jamaican team when there was another better goalkeeper in the team. But whenever Lawrence came in, Jamaica didn't miss a beat in the
Yeah.
goalkeeper department.
Yeah, people, listen, we're coming to the end of the show. Listen, want to thank the sponsors, Trick Nick Cooks, Trick Nick's, everything you need for your jerk stuff, you can check out Trick Nick Cooks. You need jerk paste, jerk marinade, you need curry stuff, you want to jerk alligator, crocodile, you want to jerk duck, you want to jerk cow, goat, anything. Check out Trick Nick, right? And you enter the code I am sure sports 001 and you get 25% discount and they ship worldwide. Yeah. That's it for true. King Jav is saying that you're right, JT. He wasn't flexible, but his positioning made up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And when goalkeepers get MVP in the MLS, it's like, it's like winning the tasty talent show in Jamaica. It's like
Yeah.
only the people around you actually know that you won something. So I don't take it that serious. You need another level for me to say. But Andre Blake, good goalkeeper, one of the best. I think he was the first goalkeeper to be drafted number one in the MLS draft ever. So he broke some records there. Uh, but other than that, I don't think. Have a question for you. Would you call Rudolph Austin for the next game? Now that he's back in Jamaica, I wasn't here earlier. And
Next
I just
next game, I'm calling Rudolph Austin for no game.
I would call Rudolph Austin. The reason why I would call Rudolph Austin is because Rudolph Austin position is actually the weakest position in our team. And why not bring in if we're gonna bring in
Eh?
experience?
We,
Why
we
can't he
already we
come in?
already have experience, man. We don't need Rudolph Austin right now. We already have
Hmm.
experience. We already have Javon Watson. We have Anthony Grant. We have Adrian Mariappa. We don't need any more experience.
But what Rudolph Austin would give you more going forward than all those players you talked about as well.
Well, but we have other options. Why go for Rudolph Austin to go forward when you have Daniel Johnson?
Yeah, they all could be in the team. But I'm just saying,
Why?
let's say all the challenges that occurred the last window where players couldn't come, and
I,
would you give him a look in?
no.
Okay.
I am not. Listen, I'm not even convinced. I'm not even convinced about Haka, except that I believe that he needs to be in the team to kind of help with the motivation and probably even in a coaching advisory role more than a playing role. So I
But
cannot
Rudolph
agree.
Austin played at bigger clubs than Haka. He has
It
experience at higher level. If you're
it
gonna
don't
say coaching,
when last have you seen Austin play
I
football?
haven't seen him play, but I'm going
Yeah,
off seeing him play. Even when he was playing, he was still a better player than Javon Watson.
but when last have you seen him play? No man, we are past
When
that.
last have you seen Javon Watson played before he played for Jamaica?
When last? All right, so
Mm,
he played in the Premier League before that. He was in the USL, so
mhm,
he was playing. He just took
mhm.
I think 6 or so months off. There's no listen. I, I don't, you notice I don't mention Rudolph Austin because I don't want to put any thoughts in anybody's head. I don't even
Well,
people.
I love to
JT,
do.
you
Yeah.
and you are not going to agree on this one.
Yeah. We're not gonna agree, but I think that Rudolph Austin is a better player.
Rudolph
He's
Austin has not played any football since 2017. Why am I putting him in the national
My
team?
only problem with Rudolph Austin is that he's also a walking red card as
No,
well.
but what I'm saying, why they take up someone from 2017 at his age to come and play international football? No, that don't make any sense,
Why
man.
would you take on Javon Watson with a beer belly to come and play for Jamaica?
Well, when the last game he did not have a beer belly, and again he has not been out of football for that long.
I'm not sure about that. I think that beer belly keep disappearing and coming back. It's like it's playing mind tricks on me. Cause sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Don't know if he's wearing one of them gurgle
It's the
thing
size
there.
of the shirt. It's the size of the shirt.
He's wearing one of them gurgle thing there.
The size.
But
It's the size of
but
the
just
shirt.
quickly, for the next window, I hope we can the coach, because now we have to. It look like no Tapa. We will have to live and die with it. This is Tapa's. I think they're gonna give Tapa the full window. The only way I could see him getting fired is if we lose in El Salvador. I don't think anybody can stomach us losing in El Salvador. And with the new sanctions that came out, El Salvador will be sanctioned based on their fans' behavior.
Right. So the
Um,
fans will not be behind both goals, but they will have fans in the stadium. But
Fans in the
yeah.
stadium. So the next window, I hope Tapa can say, okay, you prove to us that your core players actually can get you results. Let's get back to the previous plan that we had. Your core players, and now you add the players that we need, and get it right for the next window, because we actually have an opportunity here. We have an opportunity to grab 3 points and move and move to 8 points and become get in the thick of things. And because that United States game at home, it's gonna be very tough game. So I think that El Salvador game is gonna be the make or break game. I think it's gonna be the make or break
All
game.
right. Bro, Blue Mountain Entertainment Group corrected himself. He's saying that he no remembers. It was a local 11 he scored against. Even that local 11, you have to tell me which local 11 that he scored that goal against. It must have been just some pickup game. All right.
Yeah.
Somebody saying that Austin was playing up until 20, July 2021. Really?
I was shocked that you say Austin was playing 2017. I was like, Austin was playing 2019. And every club that Austin played at, he played at a
Really?
higher level than
Okay.
Javon Watson. Every single club
All
Rudolph
right.
Austin has
All
played,
right.
he played at
So
a
you're
higher
saying
level.
up to a few months ago, Austin was playing football. All right.
Yeah, as Austin, what happened, is when they threw out that group of players that didn't make it to the World Cup. Austin was in that group of players. Austin wasn't so terrible. Austin was the captain when they dispersed that whole team. So what I'm saying is, if somebody was your captain, he was at some North Shetland or something here in Denmark, because I think he even
Okay.
went to Brøndby for a little bit. He had a stint at Brøndby for a little bit as well. And Brøndby is a Champions League club. So I don't know of Javon Watson leaving the Americas to play anywhere. So if we're gonna talk about, you said something which was blasphemous, was that he could help with coaching. What is Javon Watson gonna help with coaching? Javon Watson can help the DJ on the bus and vibes up the thing. I understand that, and he has been doing well the past 2 games. But what you just said, Mannings, that sound like a backslider
All right. So let
argument.
me tell you again. I want you to watch the game and put it on still frames and watch a couple of angles. Whether we agree or not, the changes that were made at the beginning of the game, they were made by Javon Watson. Hold on, we have a call. Hold on, we have a call.
Before you take that call, then let's just clear this up, because I feel like Mannings, I'm the only person on YouTube when I speak, people don't listen to me. They just listen to reply. So this person said to me, say
Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec, caller.
he says,
Go ahead.
Jay Taylor, you have 2 mouth. You just gave Blake credit for being the top goalkeeper in the MLS. I stated to you, Mannings, that you cannot compare a player on the outfield and a goalkeeper. It's different criteria for the levels. If you're a good goalkeeper in the MLS, it's a high chance that you're gonna be a good goalkeeper anywhere you go, because the ball now get bigger, smaller, the ball now get heavier. It's unless you're on a team with no defenders and you have to block like 100 shots per game, then your average is actually gonna be terrible because it's the amount of shots you have to block. So I don't people, you have to listen what I'm saying. I said the criteria for a goalkeeper and an outfield player is
They are
totally different.
Yeah, man. All right, caller.
Yes, man, I'd like to address a point your guest made.
Yes.
Now, I totally disagree when you make the statement. If you're a good goalie, you're a good goalie. You have to recognize levels. For example, you can be a good college player, but ordinary in the NBA and can't make it to the next level.
It's not the
So the
same.
point what Southie is making, if you use a club as your parameters, that you can be a championship goalie and play there for 20 years and never get promoted. You know why? You don't have the necessary what it takes to go to the next level. So he's saying that once you're good, you're good. That's a poor analysis on a sports analysis.
As a goalkeeper.
He's specifying. He's saying that when he says that, he's just speaking specifically to goalkeeper.
That's
Okay, even with goalie. You can be a great college goalie, but then you don't go to the MLS. You don't transcend to the next level. An ordinary.
But which can he name a great college goalkeeper that didn't make it to the MLS?
He's saying if just because the NBA's all management,
Yeah.
For you to be rated in the NBA, I don't care what you do in Africa or Europe. If you don't go to the NBA and show what you can do, then you can't say this person is better than LeBron or better than Steph Curry until you go to the high level and prove it against the high opponents. Then he may perfect, but until he does it, you can't say he's better than Stephen Curry and he's better than
it's not the same thing.
Anthony Davis. You can't say that.
Okay. All right. So what's the second point? And then I'll let him respond so you can listen.
No, that was my point. I totally disagree.
Oh, you disagree with that? All right. So Diego, we're gonna have to let you come on one of these days and talk with. This is Diego talking. And talk with JT because that would be a very good discussion. Because I know you like to have discussion. He says he needs you on the show, but I know you can't set that up where you are right now. But so just tune in and listen to his response.
I will listen to his voice. How you respond to my comment?
Right.
And again, ask him the question. Because you're a great college player or you're a great player in basketball player in Africa, can you say on that player after watching him is better than a Steph Curry or a Russell Westbrook?
Manning's telling that
hold on, J. Taylor, hold on. All right, so listen out for the answer.
Yeah.
All right.
Diego,
so J. Taylor, you have to respond to him. He will
Diego, there is no goalkeeper in basketball, first of all. So your comparison is just invalid. You cannot compare football to basketball. It's just not the same. Basketball, though it's a team sport, it has a lot of individuality to it.
All right, that's true, Jake. But let me help to bring out Diego's point, just for the sake of better understanding, because he's not able to be on and talk. And then, because we're going to close the show shortly. So let me ask you this. Like he said, if there's a player in the American collegiate system that is a number one player, does that mean a goalkeeper? How would you rank him now with top goalkeepers if that is where he's dominating, which is what Diego is saying? Would it be fair for you to compare him with the big players, the goalkeepers in the Premier League and thing?
Do you compare the goalkeeper in the Arsenal youth level to the goalkeeper in the senior team?
No, that's what he's saying though. He's saying that there are levels.
That's
so that is what he's saying. He's saying that there are levels to this. So what he said is that when you look at Blake, there are levels to it. That's MLS, and there's a different level, which is the Premier League or other leagues that are higher. So you can't compare Blake with those goalkeepers because they're at a different level. That's the point he's making.
I understand his point, Mannings, but what I'm saying, I asked the question earlier. Is the ball getting smaller in the English Premier League? What's happening where goalkeeper all of a sudden, who is a top goalkeeper in the MLS, cannot keep in the EPL? My point is the goalkeeper position is unique to that player. you have to understand for the goalkeeper, the pace of the game, it doesn't really affect the goalkeeper as much as it would affect a midfielder, a defender, or a striker. A goalkeeper who is a good goalkeeper in the MLS can make the transition. You cannot compare a collegiate player to a pro player. When you're a collegiate player, you
Right.
still have a lot to learn. You still have to make that jump.
Okay. Okay.
Blake has made that jump. He was the
So you're
top
comparing
goalkeeper,
pro player to pro player.
pro players to pro player.
Pro
He
player.
was the
Okay.
top collegiate goalkeeper, drafted number one, and he went in the MLS and became the top goalkeeper in the MLS. No, that's the marquee league in his region in the United States. He have proven himself there. So no, the only way Diego point is relevant is if Andre Blake goes to England and fails. The only thing that's hindering Andre Blake from not playing in England is the difficulties and the quota system surrounding the MLS and the transfer of players. That's the only thing that separates Andre Blake. And I will agree with you, Manning. Andre Blake is hands down in the top 20 goalkeepers in the world. If you look at it by region, if you pick out all the leagues and you look at it by region, he's the top goalkeeper in the region. So in this region, he's the number one. If we take the number one goalkeeper from all the regions, he's in there. He might end up in the top 10 just based on how you calculate that. People don't understand what I'm trying to say here. So it's when people are gonna say, is he better than this person? Did he guys, you have to listen when you're trying to make a point and not just jump at the point.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, people, listen, we have gone over the 2 hours mark. So we are 2 hours and 31 minutes into the stream. Remember, our video is sponsored by Tricknick Cooks. For all your jerk product paste, barbecue sauce, curry paste, check out Tricknick Cook at www.tricknick.ca. They are in Canada. And if you use this code, I am sure sports 001, you get a 25% discount on all the stuff you need to jerk. If you're a jerk, you need it. If you're jerking chicken, you're jerking pork, you're jerking fish, you're jerking alligator. Which one of them eat? Alligator. You're jerking alligator, duck. I mean, whatever you're jerking, bird, whatever you're jerking. Yeah, just check them out and think we're going to play the video at the end of the stream. Listen, tomorrow we'll be having interviews, right? We have our NFL show, then we'll be having Dean Sewell on. Then on Thursday, I have some very special guests, a footballer that if you are from Kingston, you will know him very well and want to hear from him. He's going to be on the show. And then we have some budding stars. Yes, some budding stars that you're going to hear about. A young Jamaican female and a young Jamaican male who is moving to Real Sociedad. He's not young, he's around 23, 24, but he's moving to Real Sociedad in a month's time. And he'd love to play for Jamaica. And I'm going to be talking to him tomorrow as well. And I want to thank all the persons in the comment section. I want to thank Jay Taylor for coming on and joining.
When you finish, Manny, let me just make one last point. Continue.
Yeah, man, definitely, right? Yes, so want to thank all of you for sticking and staying. Listen, we need a few more subscribers to get to 1,600. So if you have not yet, please subscribe to the channel. Big up Fresh God and Ishmael and Jason and Shatta and I mean Balakar and Claudia Hodges, Giovanni. I mean, all the persons who called in, really, really appreciate the love and the support you're showing to the channel. Thanks to JT for again coming on and joining. I'm going to let him speak and then we're going to run out of here. Before you leave, please hit the like button, share the content, and also, yes, people, don't worry yourself. In Jacksonville, we go gator hunting.
All right. So I just want to clear up the point with what is it, Dapper agent said, JT, I said that because you discredited Ricketts dominating the same league as Blake. What I'm saying is another thing, Dapper. You have to look at the team that Ricketts was involved in when he won the MVP. He was in he was in a better team than the Union right now. That team was dominating the MLS at that point. So you have to look at those things when you're gonna make that comparison. And we want to big up Ricardo Fuller. Watching the Derby County game the other day, he was treated like royalty at the halftime show. When he had that interview, he's a legend there, and I was so surprised. It's the first time I've seen a Jamaican player on that stage.
Derby County.
They were playing Preston.
Preston. Okay.
Yeah, they were playing Preston, and they interviewed him at halftime, and it was crazy. And I was like, Ricardo Fuller, I think he's getting his coaching license as well.
Yeah, his badges.
His badges. Yeah, he said something about that. So congrats to Ricardo Fuller, who contributed to Jamaica, was one of my favorite players, very skillful, wasn't afraid to take on defenders. And we don't have those kind of players anymore. So hopefully he can get his badges and come back to Jamaica and contribute to the program. Bless up yourself, man.
Yeah, man. Respect. So 24-year-old center about moving to La Liga to play for Real Sociedad would come and play for Jamaica tomorrow. Played for a Caribbean nation in his youth stages, but he has Jamaican connection, and he has given up for many years playing for that Caribbean nation. He wants to come and play for Jamaica, so we're going to talk to him as well. Remember, we have Dean Sewell. We have so much more coming up for you. But Champions League is about to begin, so thanks again for sticking and staying. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day, and until we meet again tomorrow. Hit the like button before you go, and hit the subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed to I Am Sure.
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
I am Sure Sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is Righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am Sure Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here, so. For your soccer news, then come over here, so. If you don't love sports, still come over here, so. For the date done, you are gonna love over here, so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.